Are we live?
We're live.
Hi. Hi.
You want to introduce? Go ahead.
I'm Leo, the intelligent one of the two.
I beg your
hello,
pardon.
hello everyone. Hello.
I'm Kristy with Leo from Stardock, and we are here to bring you an art stream today. Against my better judgment, I've asked Leo to come hang out with us and talk a little bit about the process on the Star Control Origins key art and his other, 10 years of experience here?
Been drawing a lot.
Drawing
hello,
a
everyone.
lot. He draws neat stuff.
I know it burns you to say that, but I accept your gracious compliment.
It hurts so bad.
Thank you.
I swear we're friends. So Leo's going to do some doodles while we talk about his process. We're happy to take questions from the chat. So what are you going to draw?
Whatever. Anything is cool. Mostly just to kind of show, my particular process as an artist. We might frame it in the context of one of the assignments, one of the projects we worked on. But since we're kind of piggybacking off the recent key art, I guess I can show, kind of like how I would go about, the process of doing that, right? First, obviously,
Sure.
is doing some quick sketches for, for the client, or in this case, obviously, Brad and the designers. And but the idea is, for that one, it was, the goal, you always establish with some kind of vision, something you want to sell, something you want
Right.
to nail, and the feeling here, and that's the most critical part, really. And in this case, it was like kind of like a retro, kind of classic pop, sci-fi vibe, something you see on like a synthwave album or something, right?
Right.
Just that calling back to that feel.
So let's start by talking a little bit about what your tools are. Star
Sure.
Skittles has asked, what do you use to draw? So talk about what program you're using, and I know that you're using a tablet, obviously, so let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes. So I use Wacom Intuos Pro, and I've been using that since forever. And Photoshop is my bread and butter, pretty much, and I've been using Photoshop since college. So it's magic. And I have my Wacom set up. It's very nice once you get into flow of things. They have this wonderful radio menu now where you can kind
You
of
just
customize.
spent the last 20 minutes setting his Wacom up here.
Yeah, it was really just loading up the files I already have preset, but
He's
we're on
such
a
a
new
princess.
computer.
He
We're on
wants
a
things to actually work
I'm a
well.
pretty princess. Okay, and so that's kind of all the setups thing that get you nice and flowing. But once,
Right.
but obviously once you get going, it's just about getting basic shapes down, and looking up references is huge. To see like what kind of inspires that kind of art. Obviously,
So your tablet's pressure sensitive, right?
Yes.
So as you press down harder,
Yes.
that's why you're getting those darker
Yes,
lines
so
there?
this is a light, this is me pressing light, this is me pressing dark. You can also set how sensitive the pressure is,
Okay.
But, the idea is, don't be afraid to throw the shapes down, because if you look at something like, some of these artists, or some of these older pop culture kind of sci-fi art, a lot of them have like a big face, and...
So is
and
this your start of a face here?
This is the start of a face, just get a basic circle down,
Okay.
kind of get its general direction. This is me doodling super fast, I'd probably be a little more disciplined and regimented if I were doing this.
I'm sorry, you disciplined?
It's a
That's
weird
funny.
concept that I adopt sometimes to fool people, but
Really?
Yeah, I know.
So you've been lying to me my entire life.
No, I've been honest with you and being a total slob.
That's
so.
fair. Kind of used to it.
So yeah, there's your neck, and you
like
got
a person.
It's like a person almost.
That's weird.
All
That
right.
kind of happened fast.
Yeah, and so there's that, and I remember there was a little other alien guy here, and you can kind of get his shapes down.
Well, if you're forgetting what the key art looks like, I have the process photos ready to show.
Oh, those are fun.
So let's start with your concept art, because when they came to Leo and said we need key art for Star Control Origins, he had to come up with some ideas and present them, and then we had to pick which one we liked best. So your first concept was this one here, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We had like the ship more to the right and stuff like that, and you had your like little alien splash here, and so that was one of your concepts. Mm-hmm. Now, how did you feel about do you have any thoughts about where this is the first one you did, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I don't do a concept unless I think there's some degree of merit to that particular composition, right? But I got to know that at the end of the day, there's only going to be one picked. There's a lot of it is a good. The most crucial part is good communication between you and your client, right?
Of course.
And so I do one, I might send it back. I might do a preliminary 2 or 3 that I think, these certainly there's some qualities in these that I like to sell, and I send them back.
Right.
They might mix and match and be like, oh, we like the ship from this one, but we like the face from this one, you know.
Right.
And then it's just a back and forth dance. This process is incredibly important because the rest of it, once it's kind of okayed, you're pretty much just green light to put in all the details and
Fair
spend
enough.
the bulk of the time. But if this preliminary part is not clear, it kills a lot of resources and time down the road, right? So anyway,
Okay.
this is one of my first ones I did like 2 or 3.
And then you did this in Photoshop with the tablet.
Yes.
Okay.
This is everything you see here is Photoshop and tablet.
Hello, by the way, Tag. Welcome to the stream.
Hello, tag.
Let's move over to, so this was your other concept, which is a little more, would you
Yes.
call this minimalistic? Or minimalist?
Yeah, it's minimalist. It's more to really push a sense of like overwhelming scale and awe at just space exploration itself. And there was merit to that. And in fact, we speak of wanting to use something like this image for future art, marketing art or whatnot. But in this one, even though we like this image and some of the feeling that it brings up, it's just that it probably couldn't stand on its own as an entire key art because it doesn't quite tell a story.
Right,
it just
right.
Sells like a moment of a feel.
Right. So this may be able to come into use later.
Yes.
But not for our primary.
Exactly. In
use.
fact,
Fair.
what we did bring over from this one, though, is the lower foreground planet with
Like
the
the
ship on
terrain,
it.
yeah.
Yep, we brought that element over to
Yeah, that did
the
look
final
pretty
piece.
cool.
Yes. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. It's really just about throwing ideas out there and trying to help your client visualize.
Okay, so let's move over to your third concept, which is closer to what the final iteration was.
Yes.
So.
This is very close, obviously, if anyone's seen it. But we did bring over the planet foreground. That was a big addition. Obviously the characters who we decided to show in the final was still in flux. If you were
Here, focus on this first, and then I'll focus
Oh,
on
sure,
that.
sorry. Okay.
He's very easily distracted.
Yeah, I'm like a cat.
I'll read those to you. Don't worry about it.
I
You were saying stuff like about this.
Can't even help. I'm sorry. This is my first time streaming, guys, so I'm like, woo, shiny.
He's
All right. Anyway, quick and loose, relatively quick and loose. The 3 of these together took about 3/4 of a day, but there was some back and forth. About a day.
Just to whip these out? Okay.
Yeah, just to whip these out. And then you're waiting on feedback and whatnot. But this is just to give you a general sense of the process.
So Tag says, we'll take a couple questions here because I see some pouring in. So Tag says, I don't know if you were in escalation or not, but what differences do you find over both games in design and time consuming? So I guess, I think what he might be asking is when working with design, what's the most time consuming part?
Yeah. I would say that my part on both these projects differed a bit. For Star Control, at least for this image, it was much more like, spend your time and flush out one single nice image, right? Whereas on Escalation, I didn't do as much of that. I did do 1 or 2 pieces of key art, which was honestly very similar process. I had to do a face, and then you kind of compose the ships a little bit.
Fair.
And then you a lot of times when I do the quote unquote final, I borrow art assets from the game itself, right? Or like in-game cutscenes, and honestly, it's much faster, and you have a much more realistic and one-to-one.
It ties it all together.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream, Karmata and Idios and Dwarf Furious. Loving the names. Sometimes it's hard to pronounce them. So Star Skittles asked what you were trying to accomplish with the image overall. Like as
in this one, we were trying to sell a number of key things about the game, right?
Right. What were like our keywords?
Yeah, keywords was exploration. It was exploration. I want to say planet exploration.
Mm-hmm.
Space
like
traveling, adventure, a sense of adventure and like space traveling. That's kind of what I was trying to sell with the ship coming through the wormhole, right? The idea is that it's a cool picture, hopefully a cool moment, but it's also the idea that, hey, this is something where you're going to be traveling to different galaxies, to really try and sell that scale. The foreground element was really important because without that, you wouldn't get this. You wouldn't get this very visceral, like, oh, here's your little man ship on a planet exploring, right? So it really helped ground everything.
Right.
And obviously the characters are meant to help bring some empathy and
Right.
relatability to the whole thing.
I'm going to pop back to concept art 2 real quick, because just to address a comment, Carmata said that this would make a really lovely desktop background with the planets. That might be something to think about.
No,
That's pretty cool.
that'd be great. Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
And Kevin says, what's the most difficult aspect of being a game artist versus other mediums? You can go back to drawing while you talk. I'm gonna see if you can actually draw and talk at the same time.
Oh, yeah. We'll see, right?
And then we'll start showing some finished concept art as we...
Okay.
But I'm going to make him draw. I'm going to make him work.
All right. Just, on the clock. What would be cool? What's a cool thing that people like...
What do you guys want him to draw?
Yeah, first come, first serve. Well,
See, my first instinct is to say draw your cat, but your cat's cute.
she's cute. I draw grosser, uglier, meaner looking things than my cat.
You do not. You draw lots of... I loaded up
Oh, I
your
prefer
art to
to
show.
anyway. I prefer to.
I loaded up your art. We're going to prove that, so...
Anyway, tell you what. We all know. What's a vux? What's a...
I have no idea. They said draw your cat. See? They're totally with me. Let's draw Chai. She's so cute.
It's a cute kitty cat. Oh, right on.
Hey, CW. Nice to see you. It's been a while. As long as he's not called Scott, he should be able to do more than one thing at the same time. Poor Scott. He's not in here, but to defend himself. But I'm not going to defend him either, so... back when Scott and I were doing Sorcerer King more regularly, he'd get picked on a lot. And
I see.
yeah, CW was one of his biggest antagonists. So it's so nice to see you again. Carmata asks, what size canvas do you tend to start with, and what DPI do you like to draw in? We got an artist here.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It absolutely depends on what the task is, right? But I might say if my average open up Photoshop and just do a doodle kind of thing tends to be wallpaper size, so 920 by 1080 is your standard 1080p size. Again, it's so dependent on what the thing is actually going for, right? The keyart piece that I just did for Star Control was massive. It was
That was a big one.
It was actually above 4K. It was literally as big as I could get it without it chugging the process, each brush stroke itself. Because when it comes to printing and high resolution stuff, you just need it to have it that big. If it's small for a little concept doodle that you're just trying to get an idea out, there's really no reason to blow it up so big. It just slows your machine down.
You're forgetting to draw.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'm like tractor beam.
Don't read the chat. I'll
can't
read
even
the
help
chat
it.
to you.
I can't even help it.
I need to hide the computer
I know,
screen
right?
from Leo.
All right,
It's
you know what?
distracting
We all like
easily.
a cool cool.
Spencer posted a link to one of our Star Control Origins wallpapers over on Win Customize that you can grab. So, and welcome Admiral Savol. I can't say anything to Sins of a Solar Empire other than we love Sins of a Solar Empire here. So, I have no news to share on that front.
Yeah.
And apparently the Vux were an attractive race in the Star Control 2 game.
I'm all for those kind of races.
Leo.
I actually just don't know the look of that particular one. But here is just something I'm literally throwing this out. I have no, just some random doodle of, I don't know, some alien-esque alien McDuder right here.
Wise and KC, sorry if I said that wrong. We're really excited about Star Control Origins too. So.
Oh, good to hear, guys.
And Dwarf Furious, to your point, Sorcerer King's actually one of my favorite games that we do here because I play it. I won't even say well. I can get through a game of Sorcerer King reasonably well. So. Just imagine pure unbridled beauty, then make it green and add tentacles. That's a Vux.
That is something we are missing a lot of our games. Tentacles, just massive amounts of tentacles.
Wait, is that the start of your cat, or are you drawing an alien?
I'm drawing an alien. Could be a cat, maybe
That's
a cat
not
alien.
your cat. Like, she's cute, but... All right, you keep drawing. I'm going to switch and show some progress art that we have here. And this was like his first iteration of the key art once we kind of settled on what we wanted. And I believe the feedback here was that we wanted to more work with the human because it was very a little too androgynous and a little too young looking.
Yes,
right?
So this is something that you'll get to that face is not something that's like, oh, here's the perfect face I can imagine, that would be fitting here. A lot of times it was, this face was the result of me understanding a thing a certain way, right? I thought the task here was to blend something a little more realistic looking, more with kind of the in-game kind of more toonish art, more style.
Right.
So this was kind of the happy medium. But as we were working on it, we really want to just push that kind of retro pop sci-fi look. Knock that out of the ballpark and really make that the point of the key art, you know. So I was okay. Once that direction was, you know, given and cleared, then we went with a much more, I guess I'd say, realistic face. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna pop over to your as you
Yeah.
tried to age him up a little bit and sort of get that retro feel that we had talked about. So you did some would you call those filter effects? I mean, I'm not the artist, so I don't know. But like on the image here and
Yeah, those are
I know the little
just little details that you add and you know to try. But as you can see, it was still very much the same guy, right? I was just trying to oldify him.
Oldify?
You know? Yeah, oldify. Well, actually, that's an app name, so I think it's legit.
Is it really?
It's a legit term now.
So, like, what if you take a picture with the app, you like look all old or
yes,
something?
Yes, actually.
That's weird.
I traumatize a lot of friends with that.
Do you have it on your phone?
Not. I think I do actually.
Oh my gosh. Any chance of getting a copy of the final art without the text overlay? Text is bad on desktop wallpapers. I'm pretty sure we could arrange something like that.
Yeah.
Yep, Star Skittles is on it. So, and then if we move on to progress 3 here, we see a very different iteration. So, and that's really like I think that this is what obviously what everybody's looking for. Yes, it's close to our final iteration,
yes,
and
absolutely.
really like the. He looks old. He looks distinguished.
And that's a lesson learned for something you pick up. You know, soon too, which is the willingness to kill your darlings, right? Like sometimes you can put a lot of time into something and be like, at the end of the day, is it what you want? Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
Scratch it. Start over. It doesn't matter.
It is a very handsome jawline.
It is.
Videos. I like
it is.
Well, you know, I think one of the biggest challenges as an artist working for a company like this, or just as an artist who is doing work for clients, I should say, is understanding the process of communicating with the client and eventually getting the client what they want. And we all know sometimes that, you know, what they say might not always be what they mean because as an artist you obviously you see things in different terms than they might, so that's obviously something that you've gotten really good at over the last 10 years. Yeah,
it's just kind of read people and you know and you start to learn your clients more too, you know, and you know what they mean, so it's just a developing relationship, you know, and I'm sure that's the exact same way with pretty much anywhere you work at.
Right, exactly. So let's see, we've got some other questions here. We got the question answer for Zombra there. Something over the designs. The players have pre-concept parts, and that's really cool. So the players make a ship with all the parts. In escalation, we need to make several steps in unit modeling. You think after all the Star Control work is done that mechanisms can pass to other Stardock games since the engine is the same. Unfortunately, I can't really speak too much to that, Utter. That's not my call. I'm just a marketing girl here. So, but it's like we do learn things from other games, and we do tend to apply things to other engines. But as far as actual application specifically to Ashes, can't really speak too much to that. So, well, that's looking good. Let me pop back to that. Look at you,
just Mr. Alien here,
Mr. Alien Man.
Mr. Alien Man.
And I guess I should show off your final piece. So this is your final piece, and like really the only difference between that and the last piece is right here. You can see the Star Control symbol is on his vest where it wasn't before. So, and not that anybody can see me circling that with my mouse, but whatever. So, yeah, look at that. I'm gonna go back to that. There you go. Okay, so this is just like literally coming out of your brain.
I guess. Yeah.
Your brain's a weird place.
It is. There's a do not trespass sign for your safety. But you know the thing is,
do not trespass sign on Leo's head. That's great.
Yeah. You know, and with this, I'm just whatever. We're talking aliens, right? So I'm doing aliens, but
so
of course,
just making an alien.
I gotta emphasize anybody who's getting into this stuff. Learn your anatomy. I was just telling Kristy, I've been working on this industry for easily pushing 10 years now, and even I'm going back to anatomy now, just because
I saw you drawing a bunch of like vertebrae the other day when you were in that meeting.
It's literally going back like Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off of art, and but it's so important. And for example, this is an alien, and you can say, oh, it's a fantasy creature, it doesn't matter what he looks like, but a lot of what sells fantasy is
some level of realism, I would think.
Absolutely right. So like just understanding where things would go on, say a normal human, for example, like the brows here, right? That's
Yeah.
very humanoid, but that's where you get your expressions, right?
It just amazes me how, like, with every little brush stroke and every, like, bit of shading that you add, how much more depth and how much more real he looks to me. Like, like, art to me is complete magic. Like, I paint my pictures with words. I'm a writer. I am not a physical artist. You're lucky if I can draw a stick figure and you know what it is. When I worked at a daycare, I was coloring with the kids, right? And one of the kids says, "Draw me a dog, Miss Kristy." So I drew a dog, and he looked at it and he goes, "That's not a dog." The kid's 4. And I'm like, "What is it?" He goes, "I don't know, but that's not a dog." I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So it was pretty bad. It's really terrible. Give the alien a beard, says Dwarf Furious. That's proper anatomy.
No problem. No problem.
Are you just going to add a beard?
Yeah, just add a beard, right?
How the heck are you going to do that? Like, oh my gosh.
Let's see here.
It's just like, I'm going to add a beard to this alien, because why not? Oh my gosh. So while you are bearding that alien, let's talk a little bit about how you got started here at Stardock, because that's kind of a fun story.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the people who frequent the streams are familiar with Paul Boyer. So.
Yes. I just graduated summer of 2008. And
2008?
Did I just say 20?
You
Yeah.
did?
I wasn't born here, guys.
Oh, come on. We're not starting
now
this
the
again.
whole world knows, and they empathize with me.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, so...
Whatever.
So...
Oh, my gosh, he really has a mustache.
Yeah. It's the Monopoly alien.
That's great. How you started here.
I graduated 2008, and, with Bachelor Fine Art in U of M. And that summer, I was actually poised to go back to Texas, where my parents might have kind of arranged a little, sub job for me, little job. But I was doodling that summer because school was over and I was just having fun. And then literally I was gonna stay with a friend for a couple of days to get on my plane to go back to Texas. But when that friend happened to be, like, her boyfriend was a friend of Stardock one way or another, and they met at a bar in my town, like down the road from where I was just waiting with my sketchbook, by the way. I was just doodling at a coffee shop waiting for them to be done with this company visit thing. And then I got called over. I got text message like, "Hey, if you come over right now, we might..." Oh yeah, see, exactly. Now, yeah.
Keep going.
If we come over right now, you might just get hired. And so I did, and it was pretty cool. So that's how you get a job, guys.
Are you going to seriously give him a cowboy hat?
Draw a lot at a coffee shop and cross your fingers. What?
You're going to give him a cowboy hat? Is that what you're doing right now?
I think it has to be. I mean...
Well, they also said monocle.
It's all happening. I'm
it's
sorry.
It's a cowboy hat and a monocle?
We're here to please.
So we're going to have a cowboy hatted monocled alien. That's... All right. Let's see. Oh, make it a fedora. I need a hipster alien, says Island Dog.
No to fedora.
And I saw a really good question up, and I just gotta find it real quick. Where is it? Oh, Utter asks, what kind of artists do you like to follow, or artists that you have specifically learned from or gathered inspiration from?
Great question. I love Mr. Kakai Kotaki. Anyone knows that name? I love Mr. Brad Lee. Bradley.
He doesn't even know.
Bradley. His name's... Trust me. Look up Bradley. You'll see some stuff. You're like, that's got to be the Bradley he's talking about.
That's how that works.
I think it is. It's good enough.
Do you Google, man? Like, at all?
I Google lots, man.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, we look terrible against the way. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
How do you... Oh, that works.
Now the alien looks, yeah.
Well, we can pop it out in a minute.
Okay. And so, there's your little...
Put this alien in the game, they say.
Oh, yeah.
This is the greatest alien in the process right now.
What is it?
I love it.
A monocle?
Oh, you're seriously going to give him a monocle? I don't even know what to do with you. Kikai Kotaki, for those who didn't catch the name. Yep. And someone's got to herd them space cows. That's true. That's utterly true, in fact.
It's...
Utterly?
You guys going to forgive her for that one?
They don't have a choice.
Oh.
And you pun just as bad as I do.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
That's true. They really don't.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not gonna...
we like to pun a lot, so that's not a dog. It's definitely not. Let's see. Why is my little lab alert not popping up yet? So I'm sorry for that. Yeah, if you like what you're seeing right now and you want to join us for more streams, we are going to be streaming every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll welcome your follows. So please feel free to hit that follow button. He's got like a skinny neck. It's kind of like he's really adorable. What is happening? Why do I think this alien's cute?
He is cute.
Oh, he's got a cowboy hat. I don't know. He's like blending 5 genres. It's like he doesn't even know what he is.
Well, he knows what he is. We don't.
That's fair. Looks like yes, Alien does need a name. Thank you, Lavo2, for the follow. Anybody have any suggestions for names? You can start tossing names right now because I think we do need to name this guy. Dwarf Furious says Gregory, so we got 1 vote for Gregory here. He's pretty cool. I just, again, the way your brain works is terrifying. Bob. There's always somebody who says Bob.
Yeah, that's a default.
He looks like a Rodney. Says Spring Lady 6.
Well, can we do a little punny, something a little punny, like a Western meets an Alien thing? You know, like
okay, what's punny Western meets Alien? Doc McDraw, Alien in hat, Clancy.
Like I'm thinking like
he's trying really hard to pun right now. Do you have anything?
Wyatt.
No.
Irk.
Wyatt
Irk. I don't know.
Just keep drawing.
Okay. Drawing is my specialty, not the naming.
No, yes, name it. I guess that's more my realm technically.
Yeah. Well, you're not helping. So.
Well, you're not helpful either. So.
All right.
Thank you, Shirin, for the follow. Oh, so you made him small.
Yeah, you know.
So like, is that like so you can shrink him up in order to like add more space, like if you want to add a body and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm just going on now. You know. I don't
Again,
know
this is magic to me. You don't understand.
Fair enough. Kind of clothes, guys. What are you thinking?
Clothes. Oh yeah, what should he be wearing? Thank you, Jason Smith Calgary, for the follow. Sorry, some of your names are really difficult. Zargan Wayne, Huey Man, Lone Star. Well, if he's a cowboy alien. What should he be wearing? He should have like a cowboy vest with like the fringe and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think maybe.
A little weird now. Okay.
He should be wearing a tuxedo. No clothes, just a necktie. Old timey. Just think of McCree. Something we have an alien McCree. I don't know.
Yeah.
Leo and I are both big Overwatch fans. We play a lot. Talk about your main. Your main.
Amazing.
Amazing. Leo plays a lot of May.
Yeah, because she's evil and she's cheap and it's a great time.
We had a May in a match last night that was really giving us some trouble. But I play Brigitte because I like to smash things. So I'm gonna need. He needs a laser revolver. I like that idea.
Oh yeah. Hey, what do you say? Got a little beer gut, huh? That's always fun.
A little beer, and they said he should be wearing a poncho. So right now you're doing his body. So do you do like the body outline and then start overlaying the clothes on top of that once you've got the body shape? Or like
I will tell you guys this process that you're seeing right now is so indulgent, right? I'm literally just kind of my hands moving. I'm hearing things coming in, and I start to add stuff. This is not a good example to show a proper process of any kind. This is mostly just me having fun with you guys.
Person talking into his ear and making him work.
Yeah, that actually happens more than I'd like, but yeah, this is just for fun, guys.
Sweth McGruth, my Tash, Sir Nels. We got names still coming in. It's pretty great, actually. Yeah. Dwarf Furious says, I still got to point out that Mr. Correct Anatomy confused a beard for a mustache because he did say beard.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think you drew a mustache. You keep the mustache, he's adorable. But
we never got to the beard mustache part of the anatomy section, so that's rough.
Carmata asks, do you tend to draw on one layer or multiple layers? Tell her the layers story, because you've been fighting with marketing about layers for a while, haven't you?
I don't really, yeah. Well, layers, to answer your question directly, I use layers sometimes. Most of the time I use layers, right? It's just a way to keep things managed and organized and can hugly speed up your process, right?
Katie says Leo and layers. Ha.
Hey. So, you know, if there's like a layer, you know, okay, let's say I've got this little cute Valentine icon I gotta do, right?
Look at that.
Okay. Now, if I don't have layers, right, I could be like, oh, I'll just, you know, single layer it, be a badass, and be like, woo, here's, you know, the other heart behind it, okay?
Okay.
Oh, oops. It turns out Okay, and we'll call the background the back one kind of pink, and that is my logo. Oh, and the client comes back and they're like, "Ooh, we don't like the pink, or can you add like some kind of texture in the pink?" Well, because they've been merged, it was fun at the time when I merged them because I didn't have to think about multiple layers. But now I am screwed. I have to go in there and be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna surgery out this guy so I can treat it as a separate thing. Now it's on a separate layer, Whereas when I started, I probably should have just been like,
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. Here's a heart.
Leo's on a computer that's not his own,
Yes,
so you should know that some of what he's doing is just, figuring that nonsense out.
Wow. What is... Okay.
He's a mess on a regular basis, though. Like, don't make any mistake about
this
that.
Is your guys' fault. Okay, see, now it's just a separate layer, and I can do whatever,
And so you can always just turn it off.
Turn it off, turn it on. Okay, so it's just there is no perfect formula for how you treat layers. I would just say use them as you see fit, right? As you think is reasonable. Oh, I just finished the torso. I could draw the arm on the torso itself on the same layer, or I can be like, I'll put the shoulder armor on a separate layer. It's just for your organization.
But marketing has trained you to use lots of layers because for us to use those assets for our websites and our other social aspects, layers are important because it allows you to go back and adjust the art piece as needed for other sizes.
Bingo. Akil. Good job. Noah Bradley, that's the one.
No, thank you, Akil.
Good job.
We're going all the way back to Noah Bradley.
Yeah.
Utter asks if you only use Photoshop or if you work the finished process with other software.
Yes, sometimes I will incorporate some Maya to throw down more architectural or like very, perspective heavy.
Keep drawing. This is what I'm paying you for.
You're not paying me. It's just. It's all at the end of the day, right? Think of art as like the client does not know your process. They don't care. Right. They don't know.
They just care about the end product. They just
want the end product, right? So, and it depends on what you're doing too. My thing is it tends to be some blend of concept and illustration.
So you literally just moved his torso there. So you got him on a different layer there.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And a lot of times by gut feeling, I'm like, okay, I'm not sure on his torso yet, so I'm just gonna keep it a separate layer and see what happens. Right?
It's pretty cool.
This has been very strange.
You're slouching again.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. Now you can see you.
I slouch a lot in my actual
I think he's called like the G lean, where he like goes all the way back and he's drawn like this when you come to his. It's like, hey, what's up?
Guys, feel free to give me feedback on this, but I've been here 10 years, sitting in the same seat for 10 years, right? I hear people all around me in industry saying like they have back problems, right? And but they also tell me don't slouch because that's bad posture. Well, I sit in this bad posture for 10 years now because I just kind of feel comfortable. It's like relaxed and I'm not putting my strain on my back. I don't have back problems, but I don't. I don't know what to feel about that. Am I doing the right thing or the wrong thing?
You're just lucky.
I'll take that.
You're still young, says Daniel Moore. Hey, Daniel, what's up?
Compared to you old bastard.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. It's our friend. I love this guy.
You did not just swear on my stream, did you?
It's PG-13?
Well, we're trying to be professional or something.
Well, for the record, I love this guy.
I can't control him.
Dan is awesome.
Oh, Pillbox UK says, make one of his arms a mechanical cannon gun.
Oh, sure.
Let's have a mechanical cannon gun. Oh, sure, whatever. Okay, no big deal.
Oh, that's fine.
This is pre-alcohol. Yeah, kind of. We have not had anything to drink today. Zombra says, I got one of those drawing pads, but found it to be a pain to use and hard to learn. Been just drawing with a mouse ever since.
Whoa.
Am I being an idiot? I don't think so. But I mean, honestly, use
I would never use
you,
terms
right?
like that. That
Exactly.
is not nice to yourself. But I would say drawing with a mouse. I mean, I'm honestly more impressed than anything.
Yeah.
How do you do it? My biggest question would be, how are you controlling the sensitivity of the strokes?
Yeah.
So I would think that it makes it incredibly difficult.
Or time consuming, because when you have to keep changing it within the settings and whatnot.
And I don't know how you get a natural stroke with a mouse. But
pressure sensitivity on the tablet's pretty cool.
Right. Okay. When it comes
to
drawing with it's pixel art, if it's pixel art, I can hypothetically see that using mouse for that because it's very much like fill in particular squares, right?
Right.
So I guess I can see mouse being used better for that. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. I've never done much pixel art, so. Let's see here. He's got.
So you're gonna add this cannon gun
Yeah.
deal? All right. I'm gonna let you work on that cannon gun, and I'm gonna show off some of your other art. So Leo and I also actually happen to be big fans of Heroes of the Storm. This is one of my favorite pieces of his. This is like, what, 3 years old now, I think? Probably.
Yeah.
Something like that. So this is actually my first introduction to Leo was, have you met Leo? And I said, who's Leo? And they said, oh, he drew this. And I went, where is Leo? I need to meet this guy. And then I met him, and I was like, why'd you introduce me to Leo?
Yeah. So she was so disappointed.
I was so disappointed. Did not get, was not as advertised, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Star Skittle says that guy's chest looks as though he's seen some younger years, by the way. But yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces. It is really, really super cool. It's such an old iteration. There's so many more characters in it now, but I think you've captured a lot of the big ones, and this is still one of my favorites. And yes, the classic female protagonist backside shot, Leo.
What? Don't focus there. Don't be a perv. It's art. It's all art.
I mean, it looks really good, though. Like, even I can say that.
Yeah, it's about the shininess quality and the specular quality and the form.
It is
integral. That's exactly right. I might have started and ended there with high detail. On we go.
This is your, you entered this for a contest, didn't you?
Yes.
This is your Lara Croft iteration.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Did you win from that or no?
Not that one.
You didn't win that one? I still really like this piece.
Oh, yeah. I really had a lot of fun doing that.
This one's really cool. Like, keep drawing.
Yes. I
feels like I have to be a slave driver with him.
kind of
So.
one-track minded here.
Four-man function. All right, let's go down, and I'm going to show off this net. Oop. So you can kind of still see his process on the side here, but this is just a piece I pulled off your DeviantArt. I think is really pretty.
Oh, thanks.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
So.
Can you show them the Riddick one? I guess that's the one I actually
That's
wanted.
like Water Dancer, I think you put.
Yeah.
So.
You got the Riddick one there?
No, I didn't, but I can pull the Riddick one.
That's the one actually.
Actually, there was another one that I had. Where the heck did it go? Oh, here it is. Let me move it up. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
So I'm biased, but this is my favorite image that Leo has done. But he did this for me. So this is a character of mine from one of my first stories that I wrote when I was like 12. And I had never had an art rendition of her, and had asked Leo, and he was kind enough to indulge me. So this is, like I said, one of my favorites personally. But I'm also incredibly biased.
That was fun to do.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it was fun for you because it was a kindness that you did for me. So I'm gonna pop us off the webcam real quick so they can see the full image. But yeah, so that's I love this. But and I didn't give you a ton to work with either. I mean, I told you like the basics of who she was and what she looked like, and then he just kind of ran with it. So. This character, Zombra, is an original character of mine. Her name is Tatiora Ulista, and she was drawn by Leo as a gift for me a couple years ago, actually. So, but I wanted to showcase this image because the lighting is my favorite with all the the purple glowing and just the way you captured like the underground. This is my favorite image. I love this. No. So again, totally biased, but I'll pop us back up here. Hello. And turn that off. There we go. Now we can see your little alien dude again. Yay. We'll go back over here to our gameplay stream here. And then, yeah, I can pull the Riddick one if you give me just a second, and we can share that. So, DeviantArt. So, oh my gosh, he really does an arm cannon. You're insane.
That's big arm cannon, yeah.
I don't even know what to do with you sometimes.
Me neither.
Like, I hate to admit
that
I'm impressed, but I'm actually kind of impressed. So, do you have any link to ArtStation or other forms of works? Do you want us to share your DeviantArt?
Sure.
All
It's
right.
a lot of silly stuff on there.
You haven't updated it in a while, but you can see some of
and you
his,
can... My personal site is artofleolee.com.
Oh, you have a website? You're so fancy.
I'm very fancy, guys.
It's really not.
I'm pretty... I mean,
he needs to be blowing smoke from the cannon.
That's what's happening.
Like, quick. So this really is McCree as an alien.
Yeah,
except with the handlebar mustache.
It's high noon.
It's high noon. Does your blood pressure rise when you hear that? Because mine does.
No, because I'm May and I just freeze.
That's true.
So, no blood pressure.
Now, I shield as Brigitte, but if I don't know what direction he's coming from, I'm dead. But like, I hate that sound. I'm just like, ugh!
That's why May is great. You just hit shift and you're good.
It's terrible. I can save
I'm
this
trying to
one.
find my here's my smoke brush. Oh yeah, brushes. That's another huge one, guys. Get a
the brushes.
Get a nice library of brushes that make you.
Now, when you say library of brush, that's like just all you do is smoke.
yeah.
So like, would you get them online, or what are you talking about when you say library of brushes?
Get them, as in you can even edit your own if you're savvy enough.
Yeah.
I don't know how to, but really at the end of the day, it's just going around
Right.
looking at people's art. A lot of them, this computer's so weird.
It's not your computer, I know.
Yeah. But the point is if you go on DeviantArt, I know a few of my brushes I got off DeviantArt. Just favorite artists, chances are if you just type in 8 Photoshop brushes after their name, some of them at least will be like, oh yeah, these are the brushes I use.
Yeah.
Everyone hates Hanzo.
No, I like Hanzo.
Well, I like him, but I don't like playing against him.
I don't like getting shot by him,
yeah.
but I think Hanzo's one of my favorite
I
designs,
empathize
actually.
with
Did you see his new skin from the recent event?
Yeah,
The Cyan
all
skin?
all the girls like it.
What?
I was just happy to get May Pajama.
I actually just got Pajama last night, and I also got her other Antarctica skin, which is super adorable.
Yeah, the red one. I got that one.
The CW wants to know what model of Wacom you're using here. I know we said that earlier, but
Intuos Pro.
Intuos Pro, you
Yes.
said? Okay, awesome. Let's see. So we've got an arm gun here. We're still talking. He's currently has no clothing on, so give him some cowboy clothes or something, dude. Mm-hmm. This poor guy, he's probably cold.
Well,
Or maybe he's warm-blooded, who knows?
yeah, who knows?
That's really fantastic. Let's see. I pulled that Riddick image, so let me get it in here real quick. Keep drawing. What are you doing?
The arm.
Oh, is that a holster down there?
Yeah.
Okay. We know that arm cannon doesn't fit in there.
Well, he has a gun too.
Oh, so he's double loaded. I see.
Yeah, because this is really well thought out
Shut up.
and not made up on the spot.
Let's show off your Riddick piece real quick. So you did win a contest with this one,
Yes.
right? Or no? You did.
Yes.
What did you get for that?
DeviantArt first place for that one.
Okay,
It
that's
was
pretty
good.
cool.
It was good times. It's like,
Do you actually have a particular attachment to that movie?
no, I didn't even watch the movie.
Oh my, Leo!
Just entered it, took the money, and ran. That's what we do around here. For me.
We had a saying when I used to do a lot more acting and stuff like that, and the saying was, if the check clears the bank, it's art.
Yep.
So that's that. We did some weird stuff during my performing days, and we did some really crappy scripts. But hey, if we got paid, whatever.
Yep, it's art.
It's art. So you are welcome, Zombra. Rather, I say you're welcome on behalf of Katie, who I'm sure just whipped that wallpaper up for you. So. Riddick and his best. Riddick is pretty cool. I think I watched the first movie. My sister was obsessed with the movie.
Oh, I like Pitch Black. I saw Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick. I did not watch the actual movie that
particular
context.
piece.
I think it was just.
So you at least had some context for who Riddick was.
Yes, he's a badass. That's all you need to know.
A bad what?
Oh, he's a badass. A bad butt? I don't know.
I'm not allowed to have you on anymore. You're so bad. Actually, Brad's worse. So
there
really,
you go.
you're doing okay.
There you go.
So
Just trying to follow the CEO's example.
really.
No.
Oh my gosh, Leo, you're terrible. All right. So he's got 3 fingers.
Yeah.
4.
It's as if he's
3?
an alien.
Oh, gasp!
Yeah.
You gotta be a
His
smart
tummy
ass.
a little rounder.
Oh, I
It's
said
cute.
it now. It's my turn. He was a very bad man. Okay. So, what are you?
Let's do a belt.
A belt? Okay.
Okay.
So you can just keep reducing the image size and
Sure.
keep adding pieces to him. Is that how that works?
Yep.
It doesn't change the proportion any.
No.
Okay.
But again, this machine is being a little funky. I don't
So
know
how
if
do you
guys
think he
can see.
controls his arm cannon? Do you think he has no arm and he squeezes the? You have to think about these things when you're a writer. You have to think about the details, because I would have to write details.
On a doodle for funsies? I don't think quite as much. But in this case, we can say that he is super advanced. His gun is
Controlled with his mind?
It's well, technically, it's neurologically wired to his
See, now you're
nerves.
thinking details.
I knew all this. You should have just known.
I should have just known.
Yeah,
Really?
he's an alien. His arm is attached directly. So that's how it works. Right?
Science, everybody.
Science.
Science. Stand back, we're going to try science.
Targeting, that's exactly right.
Monocle.
I like this group.
I like this group too. I like the idea that his monocle is a targeting. I assume. Hello, Zamjatin. I assume he's using some kind of pen tablet to draw. Yes, he is using a Wacom. What did you say it was called again?
M2S Pro.
M2S Pro. So, and he, oh gosh, I have to compliment you. Yes, he is very talented with his art.
Oh wow, those words
they hurt. They burn. We have a, what would you call it, a friendly rivalry? Love-hate relationship?
Rivalry, which happens to have some speckles of friendship in it.
I beat him at board games 90% of the time. I usually win.
She likes to introduce me to these board games that I've never played before, and then she has, and then she beats me, and then,
I teach it to him thoroughly, and then we play like 50 times, and he wins maybe twice. Okay. He's like, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's see. Headcanon says it's a laser monocle, thus 3 ways to shoot. And the cannon is so powerful that he needs the left arm to help stabilize it, which happens to put it in the right position to pull a trigger. That could work too. So, glad you like the wallpaper zone, bro. That's awesome. So, oh, he's got pants now.
He's got pants. He's fairly civil.
He's fairly civil?
Yeah.
Only fairly civil.
Yes.
So he's got kind of a beer gut. Do aliens like beer?
This one does.
This one does?
Yes.
Maybe a little too much?
Well. It's just love. It's a little love pouch.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Is his mustache really hairy tentacles? I think I'm gonna go with long, luxurious locks and maybe not so much tentacles, but it's just I'm fascinated by what your brain has just been like onto the paper here, or not paper, but proverbially speaking. Oh, are those his feet? He's a very short alien.
Yeah.
Short is okay.
Short is okay.
Small but fierce. That's all right.
Nothing to prove.
So do you find when you have to draw things like aliens or things that are not human, although perhaps humanoid based, that it helps to like study and look at different kinds of animals, animal anatomy, stuff like that?
Absolutely. It all depends on just, what you're going for and, what kind of style you want, right? Like if you want to do webcomics and little cute panels with cartoony figures, I would say don't waste your time in trying to kill the anatomy, right? But I would also say,
I think that still has basis for that, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's all just a time balance, right? At the end of it, you can get so into anatomy that you're measuring, centimeters of each bone,
That seems a little extreme.
It can, right? I would say go by your gut feeling based on what you want. For my job, for what I do, I'll let it be known that I'm 32 now. I've been in the industry for 10 years here, and I haven't learned proper anatomy till now. Like now I'm actually teaching myself anatomy just because I feel like I really want to know it. Something's calling to me that I want to know it. But, if you have a good sense of, say, figure drawing, like, you can make a dynamic pose and make it at least feel about right. You cover it with clothes. You have your general sense of...
Speaking of clothes, keep giving him some.
Anatomy.
We only have 12 minutes left, so I actually want to see this guy done.
Oh, well.
I'm going to be Katie. Deadlines, Leo.
The beauty
Deadlines.
of this is that he can be done at any time.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, it's important though, but because I actually, because I think this is really important to at least if I had known, you can get away with a lot by not knowing, like strictly how each muscle wraps under the other and all that, right? But a lot of it comes down to just sheer feeling. Like, can you capture something without having to know ins and outs of the muscle? It's just overall kind of feeling, talent, practice, whatever. But I think if you can take a solid, say, year to teach yourself anatomy, and it can certainly be self-taught. Like I think anatomy, I'm teaching myself right now, looking at some online, YouTube videos and whatnot. But it's just what it is, right? Bones and muscle.
There might be some local life drawing classes too that can be really helpful. Maybe.
Yeah, but I would say honestly, it's just know what's going on under the body. Just if you know it, and it's like riding a bicycle. Now everything you draw, this person's holding up, doing a pose like this. Well, you know how the muscle works, and it just looks way more convincing and professional.
Fair enough.
Right? So it's something I didn't put time into. I wouldn't say I regret it because it's not like it's cost me too much, but I would say I would not feel right going further not knowing it.
Well, you progress as an artist and as a person as you learn more skills, and like you can't learn everything all at once. So like the fact that you're putting focus on anatomy, as you say, 10 years later, isn't necessarily a bad thing. So at least I don't think so. Utter says, with so much going on in this industry, how do you come up with new ideas to try to be different? Because it's not easy.
That is, it's a good point. It's a good question. But I would say that at the end of the day, it's given what your job title is, you may not need to concern yourself too much with it because, I think that problem comes more from like top level designer, visionary holder kind of problem, right? Like, oh, I'm about to create a game and I want it to feel new and fresh and awesome and, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's for them. But once they decide, oh, well, to accomplish that, we're going to make, the thing we're trying to sell here is a sci-fi, Mass Effect-y kind of experience, right? Okay, well, that's what kind of aliens are they going to have, what kind of clothing design, what kind of shapes. And that's really kind of for the main top vision holder, whoever's creating this whole thing. If you're just a concept artist, if you're just... that's for them to come tell you, like, we want this game XYZ, and here's this character as part of this lore. Right. They're probably going to tell you what they're looking for, right? You might, so they'll be like, oh, well, there's an alien with a lot of sci-fi parts, so this little dude here with an arm cannon isn't something I even need to technically get too creative about. I just need to think, alien with maybe a gun cannon seems reasonable, and I might do 2 or 3 iterations of cool silhouettes that I, as an artist, just feel like it's cool, right? But I'm going to submit 3 or 2, a number of submissions to the client who should know what they want, and then they look at it and they go, oh, well, this one fits, right? Or these two are close, but blah, blah, blah. So it's not so much on you to make sure you are always coming up with the most brilliant, fresh ideas. It's more about interpreting well the ideas or direction that's given to you.
You should give him a fancy belt buckle, like McCree.
Yeah.
So. That's fantastic. I love it. We have about 9 minutes left on the stream, so if you guys have some additional questions, now would be the time to get them in, and I will try to get them to Leo. That's pretty cool. So what are you going to do for his belt?
What's...
Oh. Invalid! You fail!
I don't know. It might say like Stardust or something.
Stardust?
I don't know.
I'm feeling the name Clancy. I think his name's going to be Clancy. I liked that suggestion. So, not having any clue about drawing, says Zamjatin. Are there any differences between hand drawing and drawing on a machine? Are there upsides to the different techniques? That's fair.
Good question. I would say no, just like one of those little vests.
A vest thing. Okay, fair.
I would say there's quite a bit of difference. For entertainment and design, I'm pretty certain that just going full digital is the way to go, like the preferable way to go, because you gotta kind of understand what you're doing, right? Like at the end of the day, for entertainment, what you're mostly doing more than anything else is coming up with cool ideas and like for a bigger project, right? Like this character is to go into a bigger game that's got this whole feel to it and all that.
Right.
And you just want to find the quickest and most efficient way to pull that off, right? Which I believe digitally is way better.
So when it comes to game design, you're saying digitally is really the way to go, but you're not like poo-pooing on traditional medium.
No, not at all. Traditional medium is its own challenge. It's crazy. I imagine it might be the difference between like playing like a physical instrument versus like DJing with cool like keyboard stuff, right? Which is all, because you got to wrestle with the physicality of the medium itself.
That's
so
fair.
if I want to be a traditional painter, I'm not just. Of course, you got to know the fundamentals, the shapes and the say anatomy if you're doing humans, right? But your huge thing you're dealing with is wrestling with the medium itself, the paint, how the paint works and how it sticks on the canvas. You can't save and load, you can't undo, right?
Yeah.
If you make a mistake in a painting, you pretty much have to throw down white paint and do something else over it. So it's just a different process. But I would think that why go through all that just to get an idea across to a client, right? You're wrestling with a lot.
Yeah.
But if you want to be like cool illustrator, traditional illustrator, and you have a really sick painterly style that
Go for it.
then sure, go for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
To answer your question, Pillbox, I know that CW did say basically the Wacom tablet that Leo is using is a slate, but I know that like some of the guys down in cinematics have tablets where you're actually drawing on the tablet themselves. So, but what he's using is a slate that
I just use a slate, and I will say I may be very well a rare weird case or whatever, but back in college, when I started using this stuff, I could have sworn that Cintiq is like the end all be all dream thing to have, but after. Because I figured, using the tablet, you're gonna hit a certain ceiling, but then it's always gonna be more comfortable to draw directly. But I gotta say, I've been just using the tablet for years, so many years now. I feel
you just got used to it.
Just got used to it, and I would say there's honestly some pros to it. Like your arm kind of gets less tired because you're not covering, you're not swirling.
Right.
Everything's just kind of right here.
Write this name down, by the way, because I like this one better. Starfred says Sheriff Jasper Rudy McToots.
You got it.
I think that's his name.
That's the winner.
That's his name. I think that might be that might be Fred. Hi, Fred.
What is it?
Sheriff Jasper Rudy McToots. I'm loving it. That's Toots. Toot. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. That's his name. That's it.
Wow.
And CW wanted me to tell you that he likes your 3 wolves looking through the paper on DeviantArt.
Oh, that is my dad. I would sure love to take credit for that.
Oh, that was your dad's piece?
Yes. All the very painterly, like, there's like a series of like...
The horses.
The horses. There's about 3 or 4 of them clunked together. Couple of eagles. Like, those are all his. I was just throwing them on there.
Yeah.
But thank you. I will tell him you loved it.
Leo's father is also an artist, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like I didn't even have a choice,
And, Shoga, to answer your question about how much money and time it would cost to animate this alien to the SCO level, I do not know. Time might be something that one of our animators can answer more thoroughly. As far as money, I'm not really sure about that, but
okay, I'm gonna
you can make it white now. That's fine. So they can actually see pretty clearly.
There you go.
Kind of like totally adorable
and
weird at the same time.
It's weird. That's what happens when you get too many heads in a room and just
too many heads in a room. That's really cool though that you were able to participate with the Twitch chat. But this is like Leo taking direction from the chat. The only thing about the white background is you don't see the smoke as well. Yeah. But I'm sure you can do something about that. Right?
Yeah.
Because you're so smart.
I am so very smart.
That's not what I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I didn't actually.
Y'all heard it, right, guys? It was recorded. This is gonna be like archived.
Oh
somewhere.
Crap! It is recorded.
Yeah.
Dang it! I just complimented you again.
Ooh.
You're cut off on the screen, by the way.
Oh, hi.
I mean,
People miss my face.
I don't blame them if they don't want to see your ugly mug, but.
I'm not sure there's a good, easy way.
Daniel in the chat, I know, has some experience with animation and rigging, so he just answered that question as far as time. A week or 2 to rig, according to how much facial animation you'd want, and then it depends on how many animations you want and how complicated they are. So, at the minimum, a week or 2 as far as animating a character. So, but that's pretty neat. So, again, we're going to be doing a lot of streams like this, both centered around Star Control Origins and a lot of the other stuff that we do around here. I'm going to hopefully have some friends from the cinematics and other art departments up here with me at some point or another. And so if you'd like to see more of what we're doing here, please hit that follow button. We would love to have you join us. We're going to be doing this Tuesdays at 4 p.m. What did I say I was doing next week? I don't remember. I know in 2 weeks we're going to do a Geek Trivia Day, and Leo's going to come on and let me smush him in the Geek Trivia world. So, and the questions are random.
Don't underestimate me.
I do.
I don't go out much. I may know.
You don't go out much.
I may know more than you.
Carmata says she likes him. It's he looks like a gruff old space cowboy. So that's perfect.
There you go.
The old gangster is awesome. So I think people like Sheriff Jasper Rudy McToots. That's like my favorite. Like, that name is just fun to say. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, we will be back consistently Tuesdays at 4 with the occasional special stream, and we'll make sure to announce them on our Facebook pages, our Twitter. We've been doing some Star Control fleet battles. Thank you for the follows, Umbra. We've been doing some fleet battles, internal tournaments for fun, so I'm going to be doing some of those live streaming from my phone. so you can kind of see what goes on behind the scenes here. And we all have a pretty good time. We actually enjoy each other's company for the most part. So if you haven't already joined the Star Control Fleet Battles beta, you can do that by pre-ordering the game over at stardock.com or on Steam. So feel free to check out our social channels and our links in our Twitch profile, and you can find everything that you need from there. So do you have any parting words of wisdom, Leo?
Keep rocking the arts, and hope this helped out a bit.
What if you're not an artist?
Oh, then good luck. I'm just kidding. Just follow your dream. Do whatever you like. Just so long as you're loving it.
Thank you guys so very much for joining us this afternoon. We've had a lot of fun, and hopefully you'll come on and hang out with me again, Leo.
Indeed.
Maybe.
Indeed.
Really?
It'll be just as fun and nervous as this time.
Oh, you're not nervous. You did fine. So thank you guys, and have a wonderful day. Don't move yet. Don't leave. He's going to be like, I'm out. So,
Deuces.
See ya.